maybe we didn't. Maybe this is all alleged. I won't confirm if she doesn't.
Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go.
Whatever you want, Mr. Tristell. Mr. Tristell. That has to be like top 5, no, it gotta be top 10 favorite moments of Live from Top Model. Mr. Tristell. Mr. Tristell. Good morning, Mr. Tristell. Do you like a little black in your coffee? Do you like your coffee black? Excuse me, guys, I'm not being rude. It's just our friend Rune, who we're talking to today, has never done an Instagram live before. So I'm messaging her, they on my other phone, and I'm talking to y'all. So they have gotten it. Perfect. Ooh, wait. Let's do this. Ooh, there we go.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning, Rune. How are you?
Good. I'm good today. How are you today?
I am amazing. Let me correct this. It's so good to meet you. It's so good to talk to you.
Absolutely. I'm trying not to like be weird and like, but that's how I feel right now. Like, it's nice to meet you.
Let it all out. Let it all out. Just be. You're in the same place. Girl, excuse me. Watch some of my old lives and you'll be like, what is Miss Oliver going through? So it doesn't matter.
No. And also when people refer to me as girl, like I just imagine it's like GRRRL, like girl, like
Perfect.
It doesn't feel gendered.
Good. No, I just try to make sure that I'm always respectful and I'm teaching people how to be respectful.
I appreciate that so much. And I guess for folks watching who don't know, my name is Rune George and my pronouns are they, them.
Yes! And my name is Oliver Twixt and my pronouns are he, she, they, and a bad bitch.
Absolutely.
Listen, I feel like I have spoken about you so much in other chats with so many other people. So to talk to you is a great honor. And I look forward to not only talking about top model stuff, of course, it's what the kiddies want to hear, but I'm so interested in talking to you about your identity, especially during this month of Pride, just so people can get firsthand experiences, firsthand knowledge, firsthand everything from someone like you.
Absolutely. Thank you for providing me this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Yes. So there was a fan question, and I read my fan questions from my phone. There was a good fan question that I put at the top of it that I actually want to open it up with, and this is from Birdie Rose 7, and they're asking, I know they haven't wanted to talk about their experience on the show before, but why now?
Therapy, medication, stable life. That period, like top model, from the casting week to the aftermath to the airing, was very traumatic for me. Like lots of crazy shit happened, and I, like, as soon as I got home from the show, I was stoned for like 3 years straight. Like it was just a really, really difficult experience. So I used substances to escape how bad it made me feel to remember those experiences. And I mean, if I'm using drugs and alcohol not to talk about it, then it's never going to come up. But I addressed the root of those feelings, and I have been working on healing myself. And especially in the last like 5 years, it just hasn't hurt as much. Like I've had more time living happily than I have like reminiscing on weird shit.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for that.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for sharing this. I'm just really excited about this. I'm so excited about this, and I'm almost kind of nervous. I'm admitting that I'm slightly nervous. It is only because I just feel like you have such a wealth of knowledge and experiences, and I just want to make sure I'm curating it to the best of my ability.
You're doing great. I'm just trying to keep my eyebrows from jumping all over the place with tension.
We're just both a bottle of nerves right now. So
Well,
listen.
I was
no,
just
go
going to
ahead,
say
go
before
ahead.
you start, I really like your leaf wall, and it looks great with your jacket, and you look really, like, together. So just so you know, whatever's coming, it looks nice.
Thank you so much. I actually just put this up yesterday. And like I have greenery in my living room, like from other places I've sat and done it, but I don't have like a full green wall other than my chalkboard. So actually on the show that I just did, the T.S. Madison Experience, in my office that they had, it had a bunch of panels. And one of the production, she was our line, no, not our line producer. She was our field producer, but she's moving and she was like, "Do you want this greenery?" So I was like, "Yeah." And so I went and got it. And now it's in my home.
You live in a magical palace.
Thank you. Yes, the Honeycut Hideaway, I like to call it.
Okay. I love it. I'm sorry for interrupting you, by the way.
Oh no, listen. This is a free-flowing type of situation. So whenever you feel like talking, if you gotta burp, if you gotta get up, if you gotta do something, trust me, you can do all the things. We accept all craziness over here.
What?
So without further ado, I'm going to ask you, I think, a very simple question, which is, what made you audition for America's Next Top Model? Cycle 16.
I wanted to try out for the cycle before, the Ann Ward cycle,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't able to do it for some personal family reasons. So, and I don't know why I wanted to try out for cycle 15. I remember watching the show and I just felt this absolute like clarity, like, oh, I'm gonna go do that. Like it's their turn right now and it's gonna be my turn eventually. And so I was just like, I felt like naturally drawn along this course of like action. And I'm from South Texas, and the Southern top model tryouts are pretty extensive. And I think I went to Laredo for my first open call at like a mall. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't listen to any of the instructions, and I ended up having to go take my pictures for the casting in like a changing stall in a store at that mall. Like I was ridiculously unprepared, but anyway, I just was like, I'm going to do that. It wasn't even so much as a want as like an identification of where the next point I was going to be.
So to clarify, you wanted to audition for 15. Did you audition for 15 or you did not? You did not. Gotcha.
No, I did not. And so cycle 16, it was just because there's my next opportunity. It was kind of like double dutch, and I was just waiting for the right moment to get in it. But I just wanted to do it, but I don't know why. It just felt like I'm supposed to be doing this.
That makes sense. Gotcha. You had like this internal tug.
Ooh, I did have an internal tug. Mm-hmm. That would be a great band name.
Ooh, internal tug. So you do the audition. You said the process was very extensive. Where were you when you got the call that you made it and we're moving forward in the process?
So then we went to a Houston audition, and it was me, my mom, my little sister, my little brother staying in a hotel room while I did that. And I met some really cool ass fucking people at the Houston audition, people I'm still friends with now.
Oh, dope.
I'm a chatty person when I'm not trying to crawl out of my own skin. And then we went home, and I kind of forgot about it, re-enrolled in my next semester of college, got an internship with Planned Parenthood, and just kind of forgot. And then at work, I got a call, and they're like, hey, this is like, you have to do all these things now, basically. You have to get a passport. You gotta get an exam from a doctor. Which reminds, all in due time. Okay. It was just an extensive process, and I was very excited. I'd never been on a plane as like a grown-up. I'd been on one as a little baby. And I remember seeing another girl at one of my connecting flights who I'd seen at the Houston casting, and I was like, hey, it's Tiffany Stick Powell.
Tiffany Stick Powell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, and then we got to LA, and they took our phones immediately, and they wouldn't let us talk to each other, and God, I blocked out so many of this stuff now. Wow. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll let you guide or queerate with another question instead of just talking.
Oh, queerate! Yes! No, you're absolutely fine. Listen, whatever it is that you want to say, whatever it is that you don't want to say, please, I don't want you to feel like you have to, girl.
No, there were some very important things that I wanted to talk about, but later.
Okay, cool. All right. So I want to know, so you said that they took away your cell phone. Were there any other contestants that popped out to you? Because, and I can't believe I was going to forget this, this cycle had that whole fake moment where certain girls thought they were getting in the house. You contestants didn't think you were getting in the house, just for it to be revealed that you guys actually did make it into the house and that they were not. And I actually had a chance to speak to some of those girls, 3 of them, and they talked about their experience. What was your take on all of that chaos going on?
I mean, we were so like sleep deprived and just in such a random ass like fucking environment and cold all the time, cold. So I was just kind of like, okay, well, I didn't expect that when like, you know, there was nothing on my paper, like it was just blank, the fake out. I was just like, well, that was okay. And when they sent us to go get our luggage and everything, it just seemed like a weird setup. Like the cameras were still there, and like that. Well, the curtain looked real like fake. I don't know. Like maybe I got good like instincts or something. But it was still really exciting, and to have it confirmed, it was like, whoo! I felt like it was reaching a tiny little like precipice of like hard work. Anyway,
I always love when people use that word precipice. It's such a tasty word to use, precipice.
Mm-hmm. Also, petrichor.
Wait, what was that?
Petrichor, it's like the smell of rain and the cement, like that weird, like petrichor.
And I know that smell, and I love that smell.
Same. If I could fart only that smell, I would do it. That would be my genie wish.
Get a win of this petrichor, this petrichor pus. Did you connect with any of the fake out contestants?
To an extent, they were really trying very hard not to allow us contact with each other. They'd be like, hey, and again, stressed and sleep deprived, but I feel like a lot of people were having genuine experiences, and it's hard not to share some sort of compassion and empathy for the person having that real experience next to you. Mm-hmm. So I guess I connected, but I feel like I got to know everyone so much better after the show, thanks to the internet.
So we did not get to see Cycle 16's full audition week because of that whole fake out thing. We only saw like clips and moments and things like that, and like a montagey thing. What do you remember about that process leading up to you being invited into the house as a contestant?
The hours of personality tests and IQ tests and, emotional stability tests. Mm-hmm. I distinctly remember getting blood drawn in a hotel room. I distinctly remember that. Some girls remember that as well, and some do not. But, yeah. And I know that they gave medication to some contestants.
Medication?
This was after we were in the house, but I just remember seeing girls being handed pharmacy bags, and I was just like, what's that? I want one. Is that an edge? I want the edge. And it turned out to be a medication for undisclosed reasons. And I feel like that would have to be related to the extensive exams physically, mentally, and emotionally that we went through. We spoke to psychiatrists as well.
Now, I feel like you're an emotionally astute person, so I'm curious to know. Now, I get the vibrations. I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts on the entire psychological exams, the professional they had in place to talk to you guys, as well as the personality test they have for you?
Oh, it was just extreme manipulation. And that's cool. I literally signed a contract that said I agree to have a caricature made about me based on this footage, and it doesn't have to resemble me or be true at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So like
mm-hmm.
I I figured they would be doing as much research as they could, and they were going to try and put oppositional personality types together. And that is reasonable. It makes good television. It makes engaging television. But it was very difficult to go through.
Now, in hindsight, from what you disclosed on your test and in your conversations with the therapist, did you feel like any of those things came back up during your time on Top Model?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that? I was reading your comment section.
Oh, no, you're fine. But while we're reading the comments, Monique Victoria from Cycle 16 is in the house, everybody. Everybody say hello to Monique! Monique! Who we love. But no, so from those tests, like the information that you disclosed about yourself in the test and in the conversation with the therapist or the doctor, whoever, do you feel like some of those things were brought back up during your time on Top Model, whether it was like to manipulate a situation,
yeah,
trigger? Do you want to talk about some of those things?
I mean, I'm sure they could see that I was emotionally needy with daddy issues. So when I broke my toe the first night in the house, I went and cried in a closet until the cameraman found me, which never made it on the show. And then after I had been in the ER and everything, I still had to or maybe it was before I was in the ER. I just remember I had to give an interview while shaking with pain. I know it's just a little toe bone that broke, but it just hurt so fucking bad. Mm-hmm. And then after they said we were done, I was just like, oh my God, did I do okay? I feel like they are able to pull these depths from us because they knew beforehand, they got a trigger point there, mm-hmm. which I consented to legally. And I was 19 when I was on the show, 18 when I was auditioning for it. I didn't really have a full grasp of the consequences of my actions and what I was signing up for.
Understandable. I don't remember.
It didn't make it in the episode.
How did you break it down?
Oh my God, it's so stupid. Okay, so they had this big tub, right? This big jacuzzi tub with little decorative leather ottomans next to it. And I'm sure it was to set up a scene where a couple girls are in the tub and more sitting around talking. I understood that. I walked by it and caught my pinky toe and just bye. And it just was, and I had a bruise that was on the top of my foot and the bottom, and it was just my pinky toe. And so, yeah, I never paid that ER bill. Fuck. But they, poor. But yeah, and the doctor was just well, make sure not to wear anything but sandals, basically. Don't wear high heels for 2 weeks. And I'm like, awesome. Okay, gonna go into this model reality show now. But you know, it was better to, I mean, I had a terrible walk, broken toes or none, but it was especially terrible because I was babying a toe.
And was that your entire time while you were filming the show, you were dealing with that toe pain?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at getting through pain, so eventually it stopped being as bad, but definitely in the high heels while we're standing and waiting, it fucking sucked.
Dang it. Ooh, ouch. All right. So before we get into the fan questions, I'm going to play a game that I always do in every chat, which is ANTM roll call, where I'm going to name everybody who was cast on your cycle, and you're going to say the first thing that comes to your brain, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. Yes.
Let's do it. I have ADHD. This is going to be interesting.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So the first name I have is Angelia.
Oh, athletic.
Mm-hmm.
She had abs for days. It was absurd. She was also very nice, and I think she did Stitch voices. Anyway, that was more than one thing.
No. You can say whatever it is that you want to say. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's it. She's a nice person.
How was that photo shoot for you? I really like that concept of the backstage at a thingy, and it's all these moments.
It was so ridiculous. Like, I had that. Okay. I've just had so many runway shows where people have no idea what to do with my fucking hair. So, like, they gave me that fucking grandma at a casino hairdo with that fucking, you know, it was just so big and, like, slicked. I just looked like I don't know. I didn't get good styling for that. But the photo, I think, is kind of fucking cool. Like, I just look, like, so hungry and confused. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a very interesting concept, and the area we were in was so beautiful. Like,
oh, nice.
Yes, it was just a beautiful place. Oh, you know what? I remember on the drive to that place, it was either maybe, I don't know. I just remember Molly got her chin stuck in the skin on her neck, and she couldn't get it out, and she freaked out, and then she went gah like that. And I just always remembered that and associated with the drive to that place because we were stuck in traffic forever.
How did Molly get her skin stuck to herself?
I don't know. I just remember she was like this, and then like I guess something folded over her chin. I would 100% give my life savings to see that footage.
Okay, the next person on our list is Andre.
Sweet and kind and just precious and a grown-ass woman, but just like very sincere and real. She inspired like the desire to protect when you spoke to her. And that's my own issue to deal with. She in no way asked for that, but I care very much for her, and I hope she's doing good.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
Oh, it has been a hot minute. Like, I would say like several years. I feel like she is on Facebook. Some folks I talk to very consistently, and then some folks I'm like, oh, good, you just had a baby. Heart react. All right, scroll. Like, you know how it is.
Mm-hmm. I get it. How was that bee photo shoot for you?
It was cool. They really played up that the bees, like, don't make a sound, like, don't be making erratic movements, and we have like medical staff ready in case anything goes wrong, and they really like played up the danger aspect of it. But like, it was totally chill. Like, it was absolutely super chill, and I was one of the last people to get my makeup done as usual, and the artists were all very, very tired by that, and I heard them talk about how they were getting paid less for these seasons, and that, you know, they're just like, let's just put some fucking chapstick on these girls and go. Like, just like, and I was just like, no, I know I'm number like 8, but please. So I just had like those simple little like Coke drip lines here and like lipstick.
How was it feeling all of those little things crawl or like just... What is that sensation like? I would have lost my mind.
I mean, it was definitely very creepy, but I'm prone to like, I don't know, disassociation. And I was like, I'm not even here right now. Like, what's going on? Like, and I didn't really know how to model either. So it was just, I think I was just so out of it. I don't remember feeling especially creepy about it. I'm sure maybe at the time. Bees are friends. Bees are friends.
You know, bees are very important to the environment. They do a lot of things that help us humans out. It's just the thought of a colony just, you know, having conversation and they're fighting and they're talking, they're having marital issues, they're trying to find their children, and they're pollinating on my body and face.
That's wild, yeah. Your icks are valid.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Nicole Lucas?
Ooh, so fucking... One, she had tons of experience. She was super duper experienced, and I think she's a very nice person. She loaned me her heels during casting week because I you know, was a little bit of a closet case. An egg. I was an egg where you don't really understand that you're trans yet. So I didn't really know how to buy heels. I didn't know what kind of heels you would need for like an audition for modeling. So the heels I had were like enormous fucking like pumps with no ankle support and like one size too big. So yeah, she loaned me her shoes either right before she needed them or right after, like the ones that she auditioned in. And like now having years of modeling experience and like living in model houses, for a model to loan you her casting shoes is a big deal. So I really appreciate that from Nicole.
Beautiful. Now, I just heard you say something about the trans experience and being an egg. This is the first time I've ever heard that type of verbiage. What does that mean?
Egg means like before you crack, like before you're like, you're wondering what's up and you're like, I feel really different. Oh, I just like playing video games of like the opposite character or opposite gender because it's interesting. Or I just like that, I just use this name online because I like it more. Like you don't realize it's related to your gender identity. You just think like, I'm just, everybody like wishes they could cut their tits off and give them to like a hungry dog on the street, like it's, but then you get that and you break out of your egg and you realize there's a big, huge world outside of what you've been scrawling on your tiny shell. And like, yeah, I love that I hatched and I am very good at, I wouldn't say spotting eggs, but eggs spot me. And they're like, I want to be closer to you and then also break out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that little educational moment.
Word vomit. Yeah.
No, I never heard of that. Thank you. The next person on our list is Dominique.
I love Dom. We were roommates after the show in New York, and I was just like telling Kurt last night, man, I wish I had a better way of expressing my frustration with Dom on the show instead of saying like, when you talk to me like that, it makes me want to kick you in the vagina. Like, but we were roommates in New York and it was so great to like, welcome her into that like phase of her modeling and like, I just remember how excited she was when she got her New York library card and her health insurance set up, like, for living in the city. Anyway.
I just want to shout out this person in the chat. I normally don't read comments, but this is from Fun 1157, and they're doing egg comments, and they're like, you're an egghead.
I do have a big head.
And then they have, I'm pretty sure they're talking about this noggin because I have an even huger head.
Oh,
huger.
Good thing it's so good looking.
Oh, thank you. And then they put an egg in a frying pan, and then they're like, quit egging it on. And then they said, no time for yolks.
I love puns. That's so funny.
That is funny. How was that joint photo shoot that you guys did in the garden where this is the photo shoot that it was two of you guys together, right?
Yes. And I was partnered with Michaela and oh my God, Michaela is such a talented model, like very talented in many ways, but especially then. And it was so intimidating. And also, again, that was like the third photo shoot I'd ever done in my life. And for a lot of girls, it's like their 200th. So I just was not certain of like what to do. And like normally during a photo shoot, like especially professional one, the photographer's engaging with you and telling you like, do this, do that. Here, this is what we're trying to do. And like, it looks like this. This is how it's coming out. Now let's go try that. And so not to have access to the photos in the moment, but you can see like Mr. J is like, and he's just critiquing. I don't know. It just, so much of top model that is modeling is not very realistic to the industry. And so I left that photo shoot thinking like, I am the shittiest fucking model ever. And now I'm like, oh no, with several years of experience under my belt, I would still have trouble navigating that. I would still kill it, but I would definitely have trouble navigating intentionally difficult circumstances like that.
Okay. The next person on the list is Dahlia.
Dahlia has the face that ships are launched and wars are fought for. Like, she has such a beautiful, classic fucking face. Ah. Anyway, like a, what are they called? They hold up pillars in, like, architecture.
Oh, like a
Places to see.
statue?
Yes. But, yeah, I just believe Dahlia is beyond beautiful and very sweet. And I just remember how much she loved her family.
I had the opportunity to meet her a couple days ago when I was on live, just getting my makeup done, and she sent an invite in, and she still has that beautiful face. She still has that beautiful jaw. Like, she is gorgeous. What are you snacking on?
I got, like, a little adult Lunchable tray with, like, some salami and some Gouda and some crispy things. I just get nervous, and I didn't want to, like, start, like, picking or fucking with my hair anymore, so I'm just gonna, like...
Snack and chew? No, you're fine. I love adult Lunchables, and I normally get an adult Capri Sun that's called Rosé.
Ooh!
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of, what do they call those, beat boxes or whatever? They're, like, little boxes. No, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, anyway, we're talking about Dahlia, beautiful charcuterie.
Is that all on Dahlia?
Yes.
Okay. The next person on the list is Monique.
I love Monique. Sorry. I love Monique. I have a very special bond with her. We have stayed in touch over the years. I remember visiting her at her model apartment in New York and falling asleep on her bed and just, like, feeling very safe. And I'm not saying it, Momo. You can say it if you want. I'm not saying it.
Saying what?
No, I'm not saying it. Oh, Oliver, you disappeared. Oh. Momo and I have a special relationship. Once upon a time, we may have shared an Italian DJ, but maybe we didn't. Maybe this is all alleged. I won't confirm if she doesn't. I lost your... Were you whispering?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I was whispering.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now.
Italian DJ.
Oh, it's no one famous. It's no one famous.
No,
but...
I feel like it was like a euphemism for something else. Oh, wait. Okay. All right, yeah. Wait, okay, yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Turn up! The next person on our list is, an Italian VJ or Italian DJ?
A DJ that's Italian?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, the next person on our list is Michaela.
Did we do Michaela already? Or maybe I think I just talked about her because we did a shoot together. Michaela is great, and I just admire so much, like, their professional drive, like, post-show. And we met up once in the city, and we had some sort of smoothie or something, but I was, like, super hungover and just overworked, and I was just very embarrassed that she was, like, seeing me look all, like, ugh. But I love Michaela. She's great too. Yeah. I got nothing but nice things to say about these girls.
And that's all we want. We just want your honest opinions on the girls, and thank God that it's nice. Thank God it's nice. What about Jacqueline?
Oh, so sweet. I know I innately made her uncomfortable just by how I am, but and that makes me like, oh, but just the sweetest, and with a very delicate, romantic sort of Renaissance looking face. And we were not close after the show because innately who I am is uncomfortable, I think, for who she is. And that is okay.
It's okay. Okay, the next person on the list is Kasha.
Oh my goodness. Kasha, super professionally developed before the show. Still doing well after. Very gorgeous. And I thought she was very talented. Yeah.
Okay. What about Alexandria Everett?
A fucking lion, dude. She was a fucking lion, and she's still a lion, and I have nothing but respect for her.
Okay, the next person on our list is Hannah Jones.
Oh, I love Hannah. Like, I know it's Father's Day. I sound like an old queer dad on the internet. Just like, oh, I'm so proud of her. Like, her career is amazing. Her message as a human and an influencer is just really positive. And I think she's great.
The next person on our list is Molly O'Connell.
Oh, Molly is a hoot and a great human, super beautiful. I mean, I admire how she lives her life and how, like, she was older than me on the show and she looks younger than me now. And I'm just so annoyed by that. Like, but I also, yes, live your best life, Molly.
And then the last on our list is the winner of Cycle 16, Brittany Klein.
Brittany Klein is a very, very cool person. They're very dedicated to their education and their family. And I can see how much happier they are now. And it was really cool getting to know all of these folks on the show. But I love seeing how their stories have played out. So Brittany, cool-ass human. Also, I filed a complaint against an employer for some shitty behavior, and she looked over my official statement for the EEOC. Very intelligent human. Yeah. So nothing but nice things.
Yes. Okay. Let's turn our attention to the on-screen talent and judges, beginning with Mrs. J.
I was just so scared of all of the on-screen talent and judges. I ran into Miss J at Amsterdam Fashion Week 3 months after the show aired, and Miss J was like, "Oh, I did not expect to see you here." And I was like, "Me either." So yeah, a lot of respect for Miss J.
Mr. J?
I didn't really interact with Mr. J enough to know anything or have really an opinion. I feel like he was as much stuck in a role as the rest of us were.
Oh, okay. And then now the judges panel, which included Andre Leon Talley.
Oh, I got a little thrill butthole shiver just thinking about Andre Leon Talley. How you ever gone to jail? Or
no.
No, okay. Or you had to argue an argument in front of a board or something. I just felt very intimidated and a little frightened of Andre because I just felt this vast wealth of knowledge behind an often very deadpan face and beautiful outfits.
And he's sitting there just looking at you.
I felt judged down to my shitty inbred twice great-great-grandmother. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. No one is inbred in my family. That we know.
Rune, I love it. Have you been seeing what's been going on with him within the last couple of months with the issues he's been facing?
I have not. I am now very curious and would love to hear more about this chisme.
So basically, wherever he's been staying for years, his landlord, who was previously really good friends, they've been in disputes on payment, ownership, and basically they're trying to evict him out of his home. So
Is he broke?
No, I don't think it was a broke thing. I don't think it was he didn't have the money to pay for it. I just think there was a breakdown in maybe the friendship and relationship, which then caused a breakdown in the home and payment and
oh man, okay. Well, that's really unfortunate. I'm so sad. I feel like housing is a human right, and maybe we don't have the right to stay in $1 million like apartments. But I sure hope he is safe and healthy, and there's like a roof that is secure for him.
I think the last time he gave us an update, when he was on the Tamron Hall show, it looked like he was still in his home, and I think it was just a process he was just trying to just go through. And
okay, that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I have gone through housing insecurity after being on the show and after doing a lot of really cool things. So a lot of people don't realize anybody can become housing insecure or food insecure.
Mm-hmm. I love that terminology, housing insecure and food insecure. I love that.
Yeah, we're not, like, people aren't homeless. They're just without a home at the moment, you know. And if somebody does identify as homeless, that's their own thing. That's cool. I support that.
Nigel Barker.
Oh, man. Maybe I got hit on the head too much, but I was just like, I didn't even remember he was on my cycle. God. No, oh man, somebody commented, Rune, classiest top model human in history, and I just forgot, like, one of the longest fucking folks on that show.
I mean,
but, yeah.
That's your experience.
It is my experience.
Yes, that's your experience. Last but not least, Tyra Banks herself.
I feel like it's like you summon her if you say her name. But I once described her as a very beautiful aunt that travels the world that you hear about, and that, like, when she visits your home, you're excited to meet her, but you don't really get to talk to her because she's talking to the grown-ups, but you just try and soak up all you can, and then you go to bed early, and when you wake up in the morning, she's gone.
That is probably the best Tyra Banks analogy I have ever heard. That was amazing.
Thank you.
That was amazing. What were your experiences, if any, interacting with her while filming Cycle 16?
Oh my God, I am so excited to share this. Okay, so when I got eliminated, Tyra Banks put her fucking hands on my shoulders. And I am just so awkward. I put my hands on her waist. And for a 30-second spot, we looked like we were at our junior high prom. And I will never get over the shame and awkwardness of that. Like, sometimes I will be just like, oh God, there's footage of that somewhere. Like, but my life has been devoted to staying just quiet enough that there's no reason to go digging.
I love that. I love that. How small was her waist?
Tiny, tiny, tiny. And, like, she smelled so good. Like, it was wild. I still had a sense of smell back then, so I remember that distinctly.
You can't smell now?
I skied too hard in my early 20s, and some shit happened. It's coming back. I can smell farts, and I can smell good food, and I can smell cigarettes.
Can you smell the wet rain on the cement?
Yeah.
Tell us the
just
word
reminded me.
again.
Petrichor. I actually, during my job the other day, earlier this week, me and my roommate, my really good friend, went and stood outside of the store and just kind of like smelled the rain and talked about how hot it was.
Rude, I love you. I freaking love you. What are your thoughts on the producers of the show?
They could end my life anytime. Not in a serious, like, they're trying to kill me, Illuminati. I just mean, like, I have no doubt they have footage on everyone that could just ruin their life or make them look really amazing. And so I just don't want to awaken the Krakens. I don't really remember a lot of the producers anyway. And I remember one commented on my Facebook after the show because they were talking about, oh, the first bisexual contestant, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I was openly bisexual on the show and genderqueer. And a producer was like, oh, yeah, but you were always talking about how much you loved your boyfriend at the time, which is just, you know, it's by erasure. But yeah, I really don't have any other opinions on the producers other than abject fear. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's the end of ATM roll call. We're going to get into the fan question.
Oh, shit. Okay, all right.
Uh-huh. Okay, so this is from As Told by Angelo. And they want to know, did the Cycle 16 cast take their promo photos, before they got in the house? And they say, because when Tyra revealed the top model loft to y'all, I remember y'all individual cast photos were displayed on easels by the window.
So those photos, for sure the one with my rat tail, I think that was actually taken in Houston, or maybe during casting week, but like I think those were taken before that.
Gotcha.
Like not, yeah. Somebody told me that my silhouette from my cast photo, you know, in the sparkly dress with the short hair, that it was used in the Cycle 15 title sequence, which is weird, right? I was always meant to be on that show. Yeah. You know, where it's like silhouettes that you can't see the face and they appear one after another on the runway?
On the runway, you say?
Yeah, well, now I gotta pull it up on my phone and get a little, not that. You know, it's like an illustrated silhouette that comes when the show, it's like, hi. Oh, I'll just get it.
Yes, show us. By the way, guys, this is my favorite version of the top model sequence. This is like this audio is my favorite version of it. Like, to me, this trumps the classic one that we like. I love to hear this. And when let me tell you something about Tyra Banks that I absolutely love. And I actually wish I could have as much.
I'll find it later.
Tyra Banks knows how to move her body. She knows how to move. She is so aware of every inch of her specimen. And watching this sequence, it's just like I just love. It's just who is this woman? Who is this creature that just knows how to do all of this? Like, who is this?
And she's also got total control on making sure we only see the best parts of that bit. Now, and that, you know what? A boss has the control, and Tyra Banks is a boss. Yeah.
Now, well, I should not get spanked for this, but multiple people have told me that she was very, extremely, unapologetically anal about looking at every angle of hers, looking at every photo of hers. I don't blame her. If she did not like it, it was deleted and replaced with something else, because the mother must always look good at all times.
I can respect that, and I can understand it completely. I mean, imagine, like, if you're at brunch with friends and one person doesn't like it, like, you will take 16,000 fucking photos until you can all agree on that. So, I mean, Tyra Banks is so much woman, and I can only imagine how that is, like, amplified with her power and money and everything. Like, I must have control over this. It makes sense. There's no judgment. You have the right to do that.
Matt Just Will is asking, can you do the wiggle finger?
Yeah, that's the thing from where I'm from. It just means, like, yeah, I know, or like, I agree. I'll be like, you know.
Thank you for that. As Told by Angelo again is asking, how long did panels take, and how long were you able to sleep after panel?
Never enough sleep. I'm a perpetually exhausted Virgo, but it took forever, and we had to sit in this little tiny fucking hot room and just sit there in chairs along the walls and not say anything to anybody and not pass notes, because they would catch me when I would fucking try and pass a note to Momo or somebody. But I just remember one time, like, we were just in there so long, and, like, I'm not saying we were in, like, torture stress positions or anything like that, but, like, I just remember almost having, like, a panic attack, just out of my body from being in this tiny to me space for so long under those conditions. Like,
Ugh.
Anyway.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No.
I'm sorry for being a buzzkill, y'all.
No, you're fine. Everyone is really enjoying you. I'm enjoying you. The people in the comments are enjoying you. You're doing a fabulous job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So welcome. Jeremy wants to know, do they know anything about Dominique allegedly wanting to quit?
Oh, she hated that shit. But so did Molly. But, like...
Molly?
I just remember Molly being very, like, fuck this fucking shit. I'm so fucking hungry right now. Fuck this shit. And honestly, I felt that in my soul. I actually just remembered one time in that tiny room we were changing, I think specifically to film the opening, like, sequence with the mirrors and the leotards. And Dominique told me I had pumpkin nipples, and that affected me the rest of the fucking 2021? Still. Like, when I get my boobies gone, no nipples, no nipple grafts. I'm over them.
She said pumpkin nipples?
She said, you got pumpkin nipples. And I was just like... And then I just, like, tried to pull my leotard up so fast that I almost, like, fell over. Like, and I thought that was just, like, anxiety or whatever. Now I realize, like, that was gender dysphoria in an environment where I was expected to be performatively feminine. Like, to an extreme that it was a challenge that my position in the competition was, resting on.
Ooh, I love the way you think. So I just heard you say that you're going to eventually have them removed.
I would like that, yeah. Not every trans mask person has surgery. For me, I am very, very happy when I have a flat chest. And I would bind more often with a binder, but I like breathing so much. Like, I'm panting sitting down right now, so wearing a binder long-term really isn't conducive for my lifestyle or my job or anything like that. Pumpkin nipple does sound like a really good drink. Sorry, I saw a comment.
No, you're fine.
But I was talking about something.
Your binder.
Okay. Oh, binder. Yeah, I actually met my fiance because after he got top surgery, because he's also a trans person. After he got top surgery, he was giving away his binders to the trans community in the Valley, which is, we have a very strong, connected fucking LGBTQ plus IA, all, like, community down here. Like, people don't even realize the border fucking protects, the queer and trans community on the border protects its own. Anyway, so he was giving away his binders. I went to go get one, and I told my friend that, because I had a mutual friend drop me off. I was gonna go, schmirk a burl of CBD. And I told her on the way, I feel like I'm going to meet somebody really important. Like, I feel like I'm on my way to meet somebody that that's gonna affect my life. And I was 100% correct. So.
Your eternal tugs are so good. Good.
I am very blessed by the people who, came before me.
Oh, that's amazing. The next question I have is from Ryu, and they are asking, they walked back home with Kasha and Hannah after the fire runway. Any story about their walk that they want to share?
So fucking stupid. Oh, so I was wearing, so that style of shoe for that fire runway, it was a pump with no ankle strap or anything like that. It was a size too small, and I had a broken fucking toe. And so, of course, I'm going to walk like a fucking asshole on that fucking runway. Sorry, I'm cursing so much. Yeah, but I walk like shit, and then they're like, oh, you gotta walk home, and I'm like, okay, and then one of the, I don't remember who it was like, we should put our heels on so that we can practice, and I'm like,
Kasha,
oh, yeah, and like, that's an amazing idea. One of the ways that I improved my runway walk was by practicing. Anyway, I did it because I had no spine, and we walked. And I felt really dumb. I love those platforms from that episode, though. I think they were like brown leather platforms with fake flowers. Oh, I wish I still had those. Anyway.
It probably was Kasha who said, let's wear our heels and walk. Probably was Kasha.
Because she was a fucking professional.
I bet. Ooh. Okay. So the Lost Levi wants to know thoughts on the Fire Runway.
So having been in, showcase collections and like runway shows, especially stuff with difficult choreography or extra spicy parts like fire hands, entails a lot of practice, at least one fucking walkthrough beforehand. And so I understand it's for a show, but like the amount of money and like time and effort and planning that goes into the production of a difficult choreography of a runway show, like you would not waste that with models who don't even get like to practice once. So in a realistic standpoint, like it was some fucking bullshit, but for the show it made great television, and man, it was so funny. I couldn't set my hands on fire.
What was your breakdown in igniting yourself?
They basically put these fucking crazy jelly gloves on us, multiple layers of us, while they explained it was so easy for us to be set on fire and hurt. And then they said, go stand out there and do this. If one hand doesn't light, tap it to the other. And I'm just a very expressive person, and I think you could see my frustration on that runway. Like, just, I never, like, I'm not saying self-immolation is like a solution to anyone's problems, but I never wanted to fucking burst into flames so bad as then.
Combust, implode. Oh my God. So this is from Rio again, and they're asking, did they really dislike their makeover?
I hated it. But I knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. I just was hoping that they would like do something different and like not cut my hair. Like that affected like the next fucking 4 years of my fucking modeling.
Really?
Like, yes, because it's so impossible to grow out curly hair. It's like very difficult. And then like that between stage, I cannot rock that between stage. So a lot of times they'd just be like, okay, cut your hair short. Like, you know, make it look like a look. And so I was a short-haired androgynous brunette model for like ever. Oh my God. And then the one time it started to grow out in like Milan, no, it was outside of Milan. I think it was like a hair show for like Aveda or L'Oreal. But this fucking Estonian fucking hairdresser was like, oh, we're just going to trim a little bit. Like, we already asked your agency. It's totally fine. And, like, I had a very, very short, like, pixie thing happening. And they fucking cut so much off. And I'm, like, in the middle of this fucking hair show, like, you fucking stop it right the fuck now. And he's like, thrust me, Sarah, thrust me. And I'm just like, ugh. And I got in so much trouble with my agency because, of course, they lied about that shit. Like, anyway, it doesn't even matter. Long story short, I look great with short hair. I look great with a shaved head. I have a good shaved head. But I want control over my body, and I want control over my expression. And so I'm growing my hair out. And I was just saying the other day I might shave it into like a mohawk again, but it'll be my choice.
It looks beautiful. Everyone has been saying they love your hair.
Thanks. I sleep in a bonnet and I wear it 100% of the time when I'm not outside my home or on camera. It's the best idea ever.
So Ryu had another part to their question, and they want to know, were you annoyed at Tyra or some of the people that always said that you have a unique / manly face?
I wasn't annoyed. I mean, I would get frustrated and bored and tired about that, but...
bored and tired.
Yeah, because I would hear it a lot. I'd heard it my whole life. But what people were trying to say was, you look queer. You look trans. You are visibly gender nonconforming. And it's like when they talk about, you know, in the 50s, their funny uncles, their bachelor uncles. Like, you got a really unique, quirky look. What they mean is they're queer coding me. They're trans coding me. And that's cool.
Gotcha. Do you agree with the judges that you lacked confidence during the show?
I definitely lacked confidence. Because I felt, how do I say this? that wasn't just a modeling competition. It wasn't just a reality show. That was me engaging in, I think I mentioned it, performative gender.
Mm-hmm.
So that was happening when the cameras were on, when they were off, and I don't think it was lacking confidence. I think it was extreme discomfort, and I wasn't masking it well. I'm a very confident person about a lot of things, and I mean, I gave a condom demo on the show, like, to a group of girls. I'm not lacking confidence in things that are, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I think that it was not lack of confidence modeling, it was more like lack of confidence in being a girl model, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
We wandered all the way through that fucking Highlights magazine maze to get to that point.
No, it's okay though. Listen, Janet Jackson said a long time, it's the journey. It's the journey.
Yes, it is.
Now, I want to know the critique that you got from the judges and the people on the show. Did that affect you any type of way?
Yeah. I mean, I still hadn't learned how not to take it personally in that way because it's me, a person standing there. But I just really felt like I was so out of my body during all those experiences. Like, especially like in the judging, like we stood there for so long before they even like talked to us. We'd stand there and they'd film us and they'd do like light changes and shit. And like they would give us candy. They'd be like, if you feel lightheaded, like just raise your hand and then put your head down and like I was out of it.
Raise your hand and put your head down.
Yeah, like that happened like at least once. And
y'all just couldn't say, hey, can I get some candy? I'm feeling lightheaded.
Like, it was, I wonder if they had issues. Oh, they did. A girl passed out on the panel, right? Like,
just cycle 4.
Yes. So I mean, it's not that I agreed or disagreed. It was just like, it was just one more very uncomfortable thing, and I just wanted to be out of those, shoes, and I wanted to fucking scratch my butt and not worry about people. Like, I'm not saying I had an itchy butt. I just I didn't want to be there.
Yeah. Ugh. Talk about it gets on my nerves sometimes, but these very...
You could not sing, you could not whistle, you could not fucking, and I sing all the time, and I make jokes, and it was like, because then they'd have to like, I guess, license the music that we'd be singing, and then it's just a waste of footage, and then they have to like adjust the audio because one person is louder. So they would punish us. Like, they'd call down and be like, hey, stop, like, stop that. And like, I got a bundle of mail after I got eliminated that had been sent while I was on the show, and other people got mail, and I'm very convinced they held my mail.
Because they were punishing you?
I feel like that it was related to that. Or maybe they just knew that I was somebody with strong bonds to home who had never like been out on my own, and I was freshly 19, and they thought they could amp up the tension that I was experiencing in that very foreign place. So I don't know why, but I definitely had a bundle of mail when I got out.
Damn it. Cara Julia wants to know, how do you feel about your edit on the show?
Kinder than I deserve.
Really, Rune?
I am a fool. Just sitting here, I am trying to control all the twitches in my body because I'm just like, yeah, and like, I just remember when we first got into the house and you just see me running around with a jar full of candy because food comforts me. And I just look so like cow-eyed, just like I got off light. And I am just grateful that, I mean, I don't know. I'm just, everything that Top Model has given me and blessed me with and burdened me with, like, it could have been so much worse.
All right. I hear you. So, Cara Julia also wants to know, what was your favorite photo shoot and what was your least favorite photo shoot?
Favorite photo shoot was probably the one that was like out in the garden with Michaela, just because it was really beautiful, and I feel like we were able to like talk more, and yeah, just purely because of that. And my least favorite photo shoot, I would say the coffee commercial. I I'm not a great actor. Like, I am not. I'm a voice actor now, and I do work. Yeah, I do work with an audio erotica app called Dipsy. So that's available, y'all, in the app stores. And it's just like collections of audio erotica for queer people, for straight people. And I've been working with them for a couple of years. But I'm still very uncertain sometimes about my own acting skills. And that coffee commercial, I think, is a perfect example.
Mr. Tristell. Mr. Tristell.
Oh, I can do a very sexy voice now.
Oh, can we hear it?
Okay, what should I say?
Do you remember some of the words from back then about the Mr. Tristell coffee?
I actually...
Let me shut up.
I don't remember any of the
freestyle
words, but freestyle. Oh my god. Okay. Kurt says not for free. My fiance is in the fucking comments saying not for free. Actually, if you go to the Dipsy app, or if you go to the dipsystories.com page, whatever, and you go down to give us a try or listen for free, Queen of Swords. I'm in Queen of Swords. It's about a woman who goes to a tarot reader, and it gets sexy.
Oh.
I'm the tarot reader. And that's funny because I also do tarot readings in real life.
Really?
I have so many hustles. Like, I will never be hungry and I will never be homeless or without housing again. So I just, yeah.
That.
And my only skill, like, the only experience I had before voice acting was sex work and, like, modeling.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can webcam, if you can, you know, make a living doing some of that shit, you can definitely translate those skills with time and practice into being anything you want to be.
Rune, did you tell us that you've done webcam stuff before?
Oh, I don't think I told you I did it before, but I mean, I don't think we had a previous conversation about it, but yes, I've done sex work online, and only a fool would admit anything other than that.
That is amazing. You know, I do have a sex work story, y'all. I'm going to tell it since we're already talking about it. So
yes, please do. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, no, you're so welcome. So years ago, this is so funny. Years ago, what is this? This is back in 2017. Yeah, back in 2017 when I graduated college. And I was dating this guy, and we broke up, and I didn't have a home with myself. He had a home that I lived with him, and then I had to go back home and stay with my mother. And so I had just graduated college. I was working like an okay job, but not enough to like really take care of myself. So I was like, okay, what is the fastest way I can make money? Because like, I don't want to be sleeping on my mom's couch for the rest of my life. And so I was like, well, I'm horny. I'm going to have sex anyways. Why not charge for it, right?
Yeah.
So Rune, I made about $3,000.
How quickly?
In a month.
Okay, yes.
But catch this. I didn't sleep with not one person. Most of my clientele, I can't believe I'm telling this story. Most of my clientele were older limp dick men who just wanted to see me in panties and have me lay down next to them. And there's this one story. I'll share this story. There was
I gotta get another Topo Chico. Actually, Amorcito! No, that would have been too much. That would have been too crazy. All right, you just keep doing that. I'm just gonna get another Topo. All right.
But you're fine. There was this one time, y'all. It was this older man who happened to be like a professor at the school. Wait, hold on. Let me clean it up. I think he was a former professor at my school, or like he was a professor somewhere else. But anyways, he had greased it up right, but it wouldn't stay whatever. And so I just remember on my thigh was just like, it's funny now, but it was just, I don't know what type of lubricant it was, but it was just so much of it. And I was just like, what is this? Where is it going? But anyways, I only did it for 1 month.
That's cool.
I did it for 1 month, and I didn't sleep with anybody. The only thing I did was I would like lay in bed with people. The people wanted me to like rub on them. They wanted to rub on me. It was one guy who I saw very frequently. The only thing he wanted me to do was come to his house, put on clothes, like wear clothes, and just like lay down with him.
Yeah, platonic intimacy is something that people don't really realize factors in heavily to sex work, whether it's full service or, all right, bye, Aaron. Whether it's full service or further. Somebody was like, oh, I'll catch the rest on YouTube. I'm going to church. And I was
This is
anyway,
church.
But what people don't realize, whether it's an OnlyFans or you dance in a place that doesn't allow full nudity, or whether you go give foot jobs to people you meet off of like the internet, whatever you do, you are still painted with the same brush by society, by the politicians, by the IRS. By the way, I was going to say, be careful admitting what your lot was, because, I mean, that's taxable income. And, I mean, who was it? That fucking mobster, Al Capone? All the stuff he did, and they only got him for tax evasion. So I'm just like, be careful. But people like don't realize you can be denied housing. You can lose custody of your children. You can have that used against you in divorce, like sex work of any kind. So there's a lot of consequences for this career, but it's super valid, and I'm so glad you're okay, because sometimes people are fucking shitty. I remember right after the legislation Sesta Fosta passed, which for people who don't know, it's basically legislation that was passed in the US to prevent human trafficking. But what it does is make it harder for trafficking victims to be found. It's harder for evidence to be gathered against their abusers. And it makes it harder for legitimate sex workers to safely find clients, vet clients, and, make a living. And it also makes it a felony to aid and abet people in their job. So if I were to, be like, hey, Oliver, why don't you come to Dallas and we'll meet up with some people, make some money. And you did, not only would we be in trouble for sex work, it would be like a felony human trafficking. Texas passed something where you have to be over 21 to work in a strip club, whether you're a bartender, a waitress, or anything, and you definitely can't be a dancer. If you and your 19-year-old friend go to a state where it's legal to dance at over 18 and then come back to Texas, you can be like in trouble for that. That's so crazy. Anyway, sorry, we went on a huge sex worker tangent.
I mean, I'm still a sex worker because, listen, I like my titties lifted. I like my ass to be out. Hi, Kiara. Hi, Kiara. Kiara from Cycle. Kiara, what cycle were you? God damn it. Cycle 19. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah,
Hi,
mwah.
Kiara. We had some good video chats.
I like my titties to be up. I like my ass to be out,
Yeah. Well, I plead the fifth. And anytime you want to talk about, this further, anytime, if you ever like have actually, no, you don't need to ask me questions about this ever. But if folks out there in the world want to do more, support for sex workers, please look into assisting Black and brown trans sex workers. Okay. People like me, people who are safe, who are not doing full service right now. We don't got to center my story, and we don't got to center my stories over those people. So please, when you think about sex workers and supporting them, marginalized communities are the ones who deserve the attention. All right.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Shaky boy.
Okay, here we go. So, did we already talk about the commercial already? How you felt about it? We did.
A little bit. Dude, the fucking wardrobe person was so gnarly. Like, I just remember him being really gross and kind of perverted, but maybe I was just on edge and sensitive about having big old socks shoved into my titties, like, for that outfit. And I mean, especially now that I recognize my chest is such a source of stress and dysphoria, that probably really aggravated the discomfort. Plus, I have fibrous cysts in my breasts, so like I don't wear bras, and I was wearing at least one bra, and then having all of those inserts in there, so it was just very uncomfortable physically too.
I bet.
Thanks for letting me complain. This is very cathartic. I feel like I've gotten all this out in counseling, though. Like, wow.
You're fine. You're not complaining. It's not complaining. Please don't put that negative connotation on it. You're only discussing your experiences that are accepted over here.
Speaking my truth.
Speaking your truth, because I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. All right, so Bonda Cosmetic. Hey, Bonda Cosmetic. I just want to let you know, Bonda Cosmetic, I love when I say your name in these chats and I read your questions because I just like saying Bonda Cosmetic. I just think it just has it does something to my tongue and mouth that I just really like.
Ooh.
So they want to know, how did you feel when Tyra said that she was mad at you when you got eliminated? She was really pulling for you during the competition, even said you were one of her faves.
I was not expecting that. That was very nice, though. But I have seen Tyra angry on TV. We all have. Like, I wasn't rooting for you. So, like, I got off easy. And it was an experience, and I felt like all I wanted to do was get in the house and get on one episode. I was like, I need to do that. And once I do that, like, I can. And I made it 4 episodes. I was top 10. Like, and I saw the hundreds and hundreds of women I personally auditioned with. And I know they did that all over the country, and they scouted people online. So I was like, I'm sorry I disappointed you. I know I'm one of your thousands of godchildren in the show, but like, you know, I even told the psychiatrist after I was eliminated that I spoke to on the phone, like, I don't feel anything right now. Like, I thought I would be sobbing and crying, but I feel nothing. Dissociation. Anyway.
Rudy,
I'm a trip. I know that.
No, we don't deserve. No. You know what I really like? I really enjoy people who are extremely self-aware to a place where it's almost like they exist outside of themselves. I really like. That's something that I really, really, really like. Like people who yeah. I'll get lost in it, but I'm really enjoying it. Yes. So, as told by Angela wants to know, what was the most difficult thing to you about living in the top model house? We only have a couple questions left. I'm trying to get through them so fast.
I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. This has been a wonderful conversation. And what was the what when I was in the house?
What was the most difficult thing about living in the house?
Oh my God, taking shits. Like, because you had to wear a mic. And like I would like tap on the mic so that they couldn't hear. And that for me was really difficult. Also, I never knew how to feed myself. So having to like figure out how to make food, that was, it was harder. And so that was a learning experience. Also, I had a wicked eating disorder on top of that. So it was just like, hope nobody knows. But that was the most difficult part. Also, I was too ashamed to bring my vibrator. Some girls were not. So that was a stressful couple of weeks.
I've never been a toysy type girl.
That's okay.
I like the real thing. Mm-hmm. So, I'm pretty sure I probably would have tried to sleep with someone on production.
You got me. Okay, so you said you like the real thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have tried to like hook up with somebody. I would have tried. It probably wouldn't have happened, but I would have tried.
I mean, I took a shower with Momo. That was fun. And I just remember being like, your pubic hair is so cute. Yeah, and I just remember, like, I was like, wow, your hair's so beautiful, like your head hair. And I was like, I wish my hair was like that, something like that. And she was like, it's because you use cheap shampoo, babe. And I was just like, like, wow. It was Herbal-Essence. I was 19. No mas. Okay, like, come on.
Okay, so as told by Angela, again, is asking, what is a good memory that was not caught on the camera / left on the cutting room floor that you can remember?
After the show, we were in a place called Sequesterville. It's a hotel in West Hollywood. It's not the real name. And we weren't allowed to talk to each other. Like, so when I got eliminated, they put me in the room and they left me there. And I wasn't allowed to leave the room unless somebody came and got me and either brought me food or something. Like, but eventually they took me to either a different floor or different wing or whatever, where some of the other girls were staying. And so like there were multiple beds in a room and I was the first bed in a new room. So I was alone. Anyway, we were all hanging out and we smelled some stanky dank and we went and located it. And maybe we smoked, maybe we didn't, I don't know. And also, I think there was a tour of So You Think You Can Dance contestants in the same hotel. So we made friends with some. I was a fucking weirdo because I had been alone for like 2 days in the room. And I was just like, hey guys, But yeah, they let us check our email on their laptops and we talked and it was cool. Like, oh, we were not supposed to do that either. Like, but yeah, and then afterwards, like somebody came in to check on us, like someone from the show, and they were like, "Why are your eyes so red?" And I was like, "We're crying. We're very upset." But it was because we were stoned.
Yes. So I want to hear your opinion on this, of course, because I'm going to ask the question. This is from Between the Sea and the Stars. Love from the UK, Rune. Do you feel like America's Next Top Model has a habit of limiting or hiding queerness of their contestants? Quite a few have said that they were openly queer during filming, but it either never made it on the show or was brushed aside.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially like in that era of television, like you were allowed to be queer or gay in a way that made sense to the people that were going to be watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure I talked about the gender spectrum and feeling like I swung around on it and stuff, but what America saw was me getting a haircut saying I have a hairy neck. Like, and again, like we had talked about the bi erasure because I had a partner at the time. Like, I mean, it's fine, but yes, I agree that they do tend to hide things that are difficult to understand and show support for.
Have you had the chance to meet other queer contestants from Top Model from any other cycle?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely know other Top Model contestants, but I just assume everyone's queer now. I'm actually like, I think I've got a couple straight friends, like, and that doesn't mean that straight people are bad, y'all. Like, love your straights, I guess, but have them less tight than you do your queer and trans people. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know who is. God, I'm the worst.
No, you're not. You just don't know because you don't know. You don't know.
I mean, if they have a partner that I think most of them are kind of straight, but I mean, if I fuck them, does that make them gay? Like, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I mean,
so are you telling us that you?
You can see me try not to twitch, right?
Woo! Round! I love it. Okay, so I have 2 more questions for you. So someone wants to know, let's hear about the modeling life in Amsterdam.
Oh, super cool. So a photographer who specializes in developing androgynous models in Amsterdam like watched the show online as it aired in the US because it didn't air for like another couple of years in the Netherlands. Anyway, and she reached out on Facebook and we talked and she was like, you want to come here? Like, I'm shooting a lookbook for these designers and they were featured in Vogue Italia and they're super big and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah. And so realizing now, I would have told 19-year-old me, like, don't fucking do that. Why are you doing? You don't know these people. Like, a stranger tells you they're going to buy you a plane ticket to another country and you're going to go. It worked out great. Like, but that's because I followed my internal tug. And, but I just don't believe somebody could be as lucky as I was, you know, that I wasn't trafficked or anything like that. Especially having witnessed how the model industry traffics girls across countries. Like, it is absurd, and I hope we can talk about that maybe another time. Anyway, so I went to Amsterdam. Model life was cool. I lived with the photographer. They took me to a lot of agencies. I got rejected by tons of them. I walked in Amsterdam Fashion Week and did some shoots, had an amazing time visiting the Museum of Sex. Really sowed my queer oats, you know what I mean? And they ended up bringing me back for another season and another fashion season. And then I also did Milan Fashion Week. I lived in Milan for a little while and was signed there. I was hungry. I was hungry a lot. And when I wasn't living personally with the person who was developing my career, when I lived in model housing, it was not good. And I don't think people realize the conditions that models, working models, models who make money, live in, and then often are taken advantage of, and going, after working consistently for weeks and weeks, going home with nothing because an apartment that's 800 euros to rent is being rented individually for 800 euros to 3 models who are sharing this 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. You know, I lived on 67 cents worth of pasta and sauce a day, and I only survived, I am convinced, because I went to promoter dinners to eat. A lot of us did. And God, yeah. All right, I got into that again.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
not apologizing.
No. Stop apologizing. Stop apologizing. Because
no apologies.
These stories are so important. Like, they're so freaking important. So I want to know, having done that, and you don't model anymore, do you?
No, I left New York City in a spectacular flames. I had an on again, off again relationship with this guy, and he was a truck driver, and he's like, I'm in New Jersey parked, and you're gonna fucking pack your bags and get on the train to New Jersey and leave with me, and we're gonna go, or you'll never have me again. And I was all young and stupid, and I was like, okay. And I just packed up everything and left, and we went home. We ended up getting married, got my ass kicked a couple times, and ended up divorcing him. And I'm proud to say it's been almost 5 years since I've had my ass beat by a man. But yeah, so I stopped modeling in the fashion industry. I still worked as a consultant, and actually post modeling industry, I had a student, and she really wanted to try out for top model, and I told all of my, people close to me, like, do not do this. Do not do this. It is not a good idea. If you want, after you are done with this, I'll take you to New York. We'll go to New York. I'll take you to agencies. I'll introduce you to people, and I will show you how models live. And I did. And she came home, and she finished college, and she got married, and is pregnant with her first kid, because she said, fuck that shit. So, like, yeah, long story short, I don't model. I am a sex educator in the Rio Grande Valley. I'm an artist. I'm an activist. I'm a member of the Planned Parenthood Speakers Bureau, a voice actor. Ugh. Somebody who's watching my cheese melt in front of me on my tray. Anyway.
I want to know, Rune, what was your journey like to you finally coming out as non-binary? And how does, if at all, top model plays a role in that?
My journey coming out as a trans non-binary person was tumultuous. It cost me friends and family, and it made me feel not being non-binary made me want to, like, end my life, but how people reacted to it made me not want to be around. And I'm grateful that top model is a testament to me being 19 years old, saying I am genderqueer. Like, there's a lot of masculine and feminine within me, because later people tried to act like this came out of nowhere, that it was a trend, that I would always be their beautiful wife or something. And, like, I was able to pinpoint something from 2011 that said, no, I have been here, I have been like this, and I talked about this. So yeah, and so I'm grateful the top model was a living proof of my journey. Mm-hmm. Even just like that part of it.
And so I've been hearing you use this term, trans non-binary. Tell me, what does that mean?
So trans is a descriptor for people who do not feel like they align with the gender assigned to them at birth. So I was assigned female at birth because some doctors looked at my puffy little baby genitals and said, that's a girl. But now we know that that doesn't mean shit, and that lots of people can be lots of things. And so trans is that umbrella descriptor of not being what you were assigned at birth. And I am under that umbrella as a non-binary person, which means I don't identify in a binary gender expression, like boy, girl, and I'm just swinging all over the place, having a good time and trying not to hurt people. Yeah, and some people who are non-binary do not identify as trans. Some people who are non-binary use cis pronouns that align with their assigned gender at birth. Mm-hmm. And that's all valid. That's just me. I'm a they, and I claim trans.
Gotcha. I want to know, what do you tell someone out there who has all of these thoughts and feelings inside themselves about gender expression and identity? How does one begin to have the right conversation with themselves that helps them to sort out what it is that they're feeling on the inside?
I would offer the words given to me by a trans elder, which was, cis people do not nearly spend as much time thinking about their gender as trans people. And just like straight people don't spend, or anyway, not too many straight people are wondering like as much about their own sexual preferences. They just, I'm straight, and cis people are just like, I'm cis. And I mean, there can be some contention trying to figure out what kind of woman you are, what kind of cis man you are. But for somebody who is struggling trying to figure that out, the fact that they're questioning in the first place is maybe a sign that they see a little bit of light poking through their shell. You know what I mean? That little egg that they're in. And I would just remind them that they are amazing and that they're awesome and that their existence is a huge fucking miracle.
Mm.
And if they can use that existence to shine a light and poke holes for other people to come out of their shells, then their life will have been worth something. I mean, we have innate worth as people, but I feel like we have to heal and we have to leave the world better than when we found it. And I am committed to being the adult I needed when I was younger. And if you have trouble trying to figure out a reason why you want to stay alive when you're queer and you're trans and people are so terrible to people like us, just remember, like, you have a reason to be here, and it's to help guide the people who are coming.
Oh my goodness, Rune, you are so special.
Oh my goodness, my mom says the same thing. Thank you.
You're so special. That is so beautiful. Oh my God, I just want to keep talking to you, but I know you have to go very soon.
Before I go, could I please mention that there are some really important fucking things happening in Texas right now?
Yes,
I mean,
talk about
there's
it.
great things happening all the time, but I'm from Texas. First, redistricting. I actually have it right here. Basically, voting is very important. We have to be participating in all of these fucking elections, not even just the big fucking presidential ones. And checking on your registration, offering to help people register, offering assistance to people to get to the polls. Gerrymandering, which is the redistricting voting regions. Like, there are voting districts in the valley that stretch hundreds of miles up north to conservative areas. They do that to limit our power as a community. So speak to your representatives. Also, let them know that you are vehemently opposed to the 6-week abortion ban that was signed into law by Governor Abbott. That's a 2-week late period. 6 weeks abortion, like, a lot of people don't even realize they're pregnant then. So anyway, all right. I was just so excited to talk about that. I kind of jumbled it up. I'm not apologizing for it because I'm doing my best.
Exactly, and we
thank you for letting me share that.
We appreciate it so much. Two quick last questions. If you were standing before Tyra Banks right now, what would you say to her?
How are you doing? Like, how are you really doing? And I would do this deep, soulful look, and I would just say, like, is there anything you would like to share right now? That's how I get people. That's how I am such a great sex toy salesperson, because I can connect you to exactly what you need by just providing a space for you to give yourself permission. Anyway, I would like to give Tyra Banks permission to say what she needed to say.
Yes. And Rune, what is the thing that you're most proud of?
I feel kind of silly, and also I think I'm going to get memed with my mouth open like that. But I can't even think. I'm proud that I'm still here. I tried to end my life not too long after Top Model aired, so with my season. So 10 years, I'm still here. Oh, I look like I got meth addiction? Well, we don't shame people with addictions. Meth was never my drug of choice anyway. But sorry, I saw some comments and
who said that?
Somebody was like, oh, she looks like she's got a meth addiction. I'm just like, one, they, two, I have been clean from coke for so long. Like, I got some cute little thighs and a cute little lonja now. Like, come on, don't be shaming twitchy old me. It's okay. But for real, we do not shame people with meth addictions or any kind of addiction, because addiction is a mental health issue and it's a society issue. It's not a personal moral failing. You just try and bring me down. I got fucking charcuterie and a Topo Chico. It's a Sunday.
That's okay. It's been corrected.
Oh, you're the sweetest. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. But you're most proud about you still being here.
I'm still here, and I'm committed to being an elder, so that nobody else has to fucking go through what I went through.
Mm-hmm. That is beautiful. Rune, you are freaking amazing, and you did such a great job. And I know the kids watching have enjoyed it, and the kids who will watch it will enjoy it. And I knew that this chat was going to be so special, and I'm so happy it has happened. It is now cemented in the webosphere forever.
Thank you so much.
I'm leaving this so inspired. I've learned so much. So thank you for your time, your energy, your story, but most importantly, your heart that I can feel. I love it.
Thank you for letting me be here and share this information, and being a light and shining for other people too. You're tapping holes, babe. You're tapping holes and you're shining lights at little baby chickens, okay?
Thank you.
But I am gonna let y'all go. That's a Texas way of saying I really have to pee. And I hope y'all have a good one. Little finger wag for the kids.
Bye.
Did I just exit out of this? Bye.
Oh my God, y'all, that was so amazing. This chat will be uploaded to the Oliver Twixt TWIXT YouTube channel, where you can watch this one and 89 other chats I've done with past contestants from America's Next Top Model, as well as some judges, including Tyra Banks, her goddamn self. Yes, we got a little chat with Tyra Banks. It lasted about 15 minutes, but we got it. You can go watch that and the rest of them. Listen, I love you guys so much. We're going to keep this thing rocking for the rest of the week with A&T to exclusives from some of your favorite contestants. I got a Cycle 10 confirmation this morning from someone that I know you guys are going to thoroughly enjoy. I know I'm so excited, and I know y'all are going to be excited when I'm able to announce it. But until then, guys, be safe, love each other, do great things for one another, and be sure to pray, Kegel,